Hello everybody, we are the Geeks and Degenerates. I am Menzo, this is my forever co-host Jum. Today we talk about the last two episodes of Ahsoka. And I would say the show so far has been pretty good until... No, I'm kidding. No.
Okay, it was pretty good until episode 7, and then they picked it back up with episode 8. Since we are talking about both of the episodes, sorry we kind of missed last week.
Yeah.
A little bit of complications when it came to the schedule, but yeah. We're talking about both of these episodes. It's
I mean,
what can I say about episode 7?
I mean, I liked it, even though some thought it was filler. Like, I like Thrawn finding out that Anakin Skywalker was Ahsoka's master, and you sense the history between...
I was like, fuck.
Yeah, like, fuck of all. The fucking Jedi. It had to be Anakin Skywalker. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And I like seeing Ezra bond with Sabine, and that's about it. Like, they get attacked by Balin Skull and Shin Hati, and the cute things start to throw slings, and Sabine's like, that's cute. Can they not fight? He's like, sorry, I'm sorry, Sabine, they can't.
Oh, they're pacifists. Like, okay, cool. Yeah. No, but like, I don't know. This episode was hot. It was hot as lukewarm water.
I mean, I don't mind the filler. Though I was like,
yeah.
Why is it so late into the episode, the season?
Yeah, where I get it. It's kind of like the big, like it's the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
Kind of episode. Where it's okay. I don't mind. But the thing is, we have this whole huge battle, which felt out of place compared to majority of the episodes when it came to like battles.
Yeah, it just felt like this whole running and escape sequence. You're just like, oh, kind of wish this was early on in the season, but it's fine.
It was cool when Ahsoka came in and fought Balin's Skull, kinda. Yeah. A little bit anticlimactic, but like, yeah, their fight was like, ooh, cliffhanger, they'll fight again. And then it goes straight into... Oh, by the way, I love the dynamic between Ezra and Sabine.
Yeah, I do like...
They're fine.
As Fondy's portrayal of Ezra. I was like, wherever they found this guy, he really gets Ezra right. Like, the entire cast of Rebels, live action, I'm just like... Since it's under Dave Filoni, I was like, you got every character, every actor that can bring these characters to life, and I am thoroughly impressed.
Yeah.
And I'm just satisfied as a Rebels fan to see Ezra back, and seeing him use the Force instead of a lightsaber is cool, because his master once said, being a Jedi is more than having a laser sword. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's very true. I do remember seeing that quote. But I'm like... Man, when you're in a situation like this, I suggest be a little bit smart. Because, okay, for me, this is how I would have thought of this episode if you kind of weighed the odds. Sabine, in pretty much bulletproof armor, and has blasters. Ezra has nothing. And she's like, here's the lightsaber, something you could protect yourself with and be more effective in the fight. He's like, nah.
I mean, he has the Force, so he's good.
I hate it.
The Force.
I'm sorry, man. Look. Once you've seen like Kenobi, when they're all like, bam, bam, when they use the Force, like, did you drag the ship like this? Seeing this, I don't know. It doesn't do it for me. No offense to the actor, you're doing great as Ezra. Yeah. This isn't doing it for me. Just a little nitpick.
Yeah.
But it did kind of kill the vibe of the fight scene, in my opinion, when you went Paragon route, and I'm like, okay. Yeah. And then, like, the man goes, oh, how uncivilized using blasters, and immediately goes into, like, shooting people with a blaster. I'm like,
I don't know.
Then you should have just gone with Sabine's fucking weapon. I'm sorry. It's just weird. I was like, what were you trying to prove? You're like, I'm gonna use the Force. Mid-fight, you're like, shit, nah, okay. Sorry, that's
I
just me.
I really don't know with him.
It just ruined the fight because I was like, ooh, you're surrounded. Would have been a cool scene. Also, a bit weird when Ahsoka just comes into the middle of it and you're like, haha. I was like, you got like
10
30
people
different guys
around you.
around you.
And Balin does be like, bye guys, and Tron's like, that's weird. Okay. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, which is kind of like, I have a theory that Balin's actually really is lawfully good.
Hmm. Yeah.
He just doesn't like the Jedi Order, but he is not a bad guy. Maybe like, I would say Magneto-esque.
Okay.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Yeah. Ezra's reunited with Ahsoka, and even though this is pretty much a filler episode, I was like, you know what? As a Rebels fan, again, I'm pleased, but I wish there was more to this, aside from this alright chase sequence with them and the crab people. I mean, I don't know. Every time a Jedi uses the Force instead of a lightsaber, I was like, ooh, let's see what they can do. They keep talking about the Force as this thing that protects them. Let's see how it protects you. And Ezra still being a Jedi Knight, I was like, I guess he doesn't have it nailed down that well.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just my opinion. Again, if you like how Ezra uses the Force, like, more power to you. But it's just me. I kind of don't like after seeing how you could like use Force in a scene where it's just so intense, where you're just like, you hold power that you can't see, yet it's there, and you're crushing things that cannot be crushed, and you're like, that you thought cannot be crushed, and you're like, that's so cool. In my opinion, I don't like this.
All right.
Oh
guess-
fuck, gun. I'm like, well, just say he gets really cool in the next episode.
Yes.
So don't hate me for hating Ezra in this just one scene. All right, I like Ezra.
Speaking of,
I just don't like how he was directed in this scene, and I'm like, just take the fucking weapon. God damn, you could use the Force, but like, just take a fucking weapon.
I mean, I think that concludes our thoughts on episode 7. I do like seeing Tron in action, just surveying the battlefield. I mean, yep, that's what you get for bringing in a very smart tactician into Star Wars. Like, I don't know why people were like, how come he doesn't fight? How come he doesn't, join the battles? Like, he's a general. He's beyond foot soldier. I mean, he's called Grand Admiral Tron for a reason. He's not Soldier Tron.
The scariest thing about Tron is, sorry for cutting off,
That's fine.
is him pulling the strings and how far ahead he is when it comes to like the chess game that he's playing with our main characters. And I'm like, that's the scary part. It's not him coming in with a lightsaber. It's him like, how the fuck did he know we were gonna do that?
Yeah, he's always like 10 steps ahead of you, and that's what I appreciate. How they brought Tron back to life in true character form. He's not like a guy who loses his cool over a simple mistake. He's just calm and stoic. He's like, all right, on to the next one.
Yeah. And every time, like, something bad happens, they're like, sir, we have lost 14 soldiers. Yeah, it was like, he'll be like, it's I.
Yeah.
Those are the causes of our advancements. And I'm like,
yeah, and I think this is a good time to transition to the next episode, which throws the main characters into one hell of a battle, I would say.
Oh my god, I love seeing 4 lightsabers just go at it.
Yeah. Also like the fact that when Tron's raining hellfire, you see that Ahsoka's like irritating him just a bit. He's like, fuck, I really want to get this Jedi. I really want to best the apprentice of Anakin Skywalker, but I guess that day will come sometime else.
Yeah.
And the theory was right about the Night Troopers. They are the undead thanks to the Night Sisters. And you're like, oh, fuck, how do you beat this?
Yeah, I do love seeing the opening scene with Ezra building his like lightsaber.
Yeah.
I was like, finally. So, but I love it that they gave him the hilt. That was pretty much like the sister hilt to
Kanan's lightsaber.
yeah. And I was like, oh, that's a little nice homage to his master. And I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I again, we kind of called it. Majority of the internet called it like these guys are undead
Yeah.
because Night Sisters, stormtroopers that kind of look like they've been through hell and back.
Like the only thing that can kill them again is a lightsaber strike or multiple headshots, and you're like, fuck.
Even though, like, you see them get slashed and they just get back up.
Yeah, you just need a decapitation, and you're just like, I hope that works. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that scene though. It's just like, again, they weren't just cannon fodder at this time. I mean, they kind of are, but like, they were more of a threat now because they can come back from a thing that we thought that could just one hit them,
Right?
which is the lightsaber. By the way, the choreography in this one was so fun. See, this is why I was like, why was the choreography episode 7 so fucking weird? When they got to episode 8, they were like, okay, now it's back. But what happened in episode 7?
I don't know with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool seeing Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine all with lightsabers just blocking everything and slicing people in half. And then running, being like, we need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I love it where Ahsoka was kind of coaching Sabine while she was at it.
Yeah.
Like, Sabine was having a hard time deflecting the blasters, and she goes, Sabine, blasters. And, like, she just turns off the lightsaber and just goes back to, like, what she knows best. And I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, yeah. And then you see Morgan Elsbeth get her reward for helping Tron. Well, a reward or her sacrifice. When Tron's
I
like,
didn't know she was a Night Sister, to be honest. I was like,
same here. And then Tron's like, we need a bit more time. Will you stop them? She's like, okay, fine. And he's like, yeah, for the Empire, right? And she's like, for Dathomir. And you're like, oh, fuck. I hope we get to see Dathomir in this episode and I get my wish.
yeah. But I love it, though. Like, they make her, like, this sword that's, like, I don't know what it is. I never heard of swords like this in Star Wars before. And, like,
same here.
something that could fight
a lightsaber?
like a lightsaber. Like, besides, Mandalorian.
Beskar.
Like, sorry, Beskar, yeah.
I've heard from a few people who are like, I wish they would stop making things that can stop a lightsaber. And I was like, but why? Kind of ruins the stakes every time you see a lightsaber. You're like, I guess it's a one-shot weapon now. There's not really much you can do against it. But unlike here, ever since episode 7, when the guy was like, traitor to Finn, and he blocks his lightsaber, you're like, I didn't know that could do that. Holy shit. What's Finn gonna do now? So yeah, I like it that they come up with things that raise the stakes when it comes to lightsaber fighting, because it can't always be a one-shot weapon. Otherwise, you're like, what's the point of me feeling tension then?
Yeah, plus, if you're in a galaxy far, far away with the worlds connecting each other, for sure there's gonna be a weapon way better than compared to what you have.
Yeah. And
so, yeah.
Yeah, and you don't think the Empire would have thought of, like, maybe we should think of weapons that can stop a lightsaber? Just in case. Yeah. But yeah, the duel between Ahsoka and Morgan Elsbeth is pretty sweet. Like seeing their cars, like their different styles of, like, Ahsoka's Jedi style, or like his Akira Kurosawa style versus Morgan Elsbeth's more traditional Chinese style, and you're like, I like this. I like seeing this.
Yeah, I do agree as well. I was like, this shit's cool, and then like the stakes were even higher when I was like, oh shit, Ahsoka lost a lightsaber in this one. I was like, oh, that doesn't happen.
Right? Also, we get the answer to the question of, like, is Sabine force sensitive when they're surrounded by those 2 death troopers? And you're like, I hope we get the answer fast. I don't want to lose Sabine again. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. By the way, we finally see death troopers in, like, real action. They're not just, like, these clanky things that's shooting from afar in, like, Rogue One. No offense to Rogue One. You're great. But now we see them, like, going fisticuffs with, like, 2 Jedis, and they're very capable. And I'm like, where were they when Luke was around? I'm like, god damn.
Right. And you see the Kylo Ren move from Sabine, the ignite the lightsaber on someone's head.
Right. In my opinion, she did it better.
Yeah, I mean, she is a Mandalorian, so she can do it more stylish.
Yeah.
And then you see like Thrawn's ship take off, and they're like, "Well, shit. What do we do now?"
But before that happens, you see like Ezra and Sabine like help each other get on the ship,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I missed it, but didn't Sabine jump as well?
No, she stayed
She did.
because Ahsoka was behind her, and she's like, "Ah, shit, I have to
Yeah.
help Ahsoka." But it's the reverse situation where Ezra gets to go home while Ahsoka and Sabine have to stay. But before that, I do like the way that Ahsoka takes out Morgan Elsbeth, because that is a gnarly kill. I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
Again, very Kurosawa-esque, like, and it was so smooth.
Yeah.
No cuts, no nothing. It was just smooth, disarm, use her blade against her. And I was like, I came.
I do love Sabine's lightsaber blaster combo. I was like, that makes all the sense in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I would think a Mandalorian Jedi would be doing. It's not just, oh, I'm a Jedi, I must stick to sword. No, you will use every bit of your arsenal if you're a Mandalorian / Jedi.
Yeah. And then after the battle, they try to catch up with Tron, and Tron's like, "I regret that we will never meet face to face, Ahsoka, but maybe a Ronin like you needs to stay in a place like this. Today, victory is mine." And he just hyperspace the fuck out of her, and you're like, now what? Fuck.
And also, we get a little bit of espionage from Ezra here, where like he kind of fakes a voice
Yeah.
and then takes the guy's suit. And I was like, we could have a little bit of a spy movie with Ezra. I would like that.
Yeah. And then Ezra reunites with Hera, and you're like, "Oh, cool. If only the other half of the Rebels team was here. Jesus Christ. Or if only Zeb was here. That would be nice." And then you see Tron and the rest of his army go to Dathomir, and you see what the cargo is. It's like all these caskets for them to resurrect. I'm like, fuck. You know, again, like, the time between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens is kind of more interesting than the time of the sequels, even though it's supposed to be, this era is supposed to be setting up the sequels, and you're like, huh, interesting time we're living in, where the shows are a bit more interesting than the main product.
Homie, we've been watching Star Wars for like almost 20 years.
Yeah.
I feel like we've already cemented the fact that the shows are way better than the movies.
Yeah. Which is why they're recreating this crew and cast of like people we love from the show, and they're like, again, like, the movies will always have a special place in my heart, but the TV shows just hit differently. Like,
Yeah, I would say yeah. When it comes to like the movies, like childhood, sure,
yeah,
but when you're like, okay, this was shot right, written right,
yeah,
directed right, and everything fucking makes sense. I'm like, all right, I like that.
I mean, speaking of Clone Wars, we get the last shot of Balin at the hand of God, the Father, and then you see the son and daughter, and like, Jesus fucking Christ, it's the ghost of Mortis. No fucking way are they going to do this in season 2. Holy fuck.
I would love to see that in season 2. There were people who were like, I don't know if it's the plan, but there were people who were like, hey, yes, Ray Stevenson is dead. Rest in peace. Did an amazing job as Balin Skull. But I need to see more of this character. And I'm sorry if you don't like that, where one actor should be just that one character, but they were recommending the guy who played Sabretooth in the Wolverine Origins movie.
Oh shit, Steve Schreiber?
Yeah, because they like edited like a full-on white beard and white hair on him, and it looks exactly the same.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know about the voice, but like, yeah.
I'm sure Ray Stevenson would like this character to live on as long as they can. And it is poetic seeing Ray Stevenson on basically the hand of God, and like, oh, okay.
Yeah, oh, God damn it, now you made me think.
And then we get the closing shot of like Ahsoka and Sabine being like, I guess we're going to be stuck here a while. So much to do, and then Sabine sees something and Ahsoka sees it too, and you're like, Oh, it's Hayden. I hope Hayden is a regular for season 2. Like as the Force goes, I would like to see him.
Yeah, I would love to see that too, where he just like pops in and out. I'm like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Oh, need guidance? Sure, here. Oh, we need a flashback with a really cool Clone Wars homage.
Right.
Here you go.
Maybe next season they can be bringing Ewan McGregor. Who knows? But since Ahsoka season 1 has wrapped up, what would you rate this season?
You know, I wanted to give it a 10 out of 10, but we did have episode 7. In my opinion, episode 7 kind of broke it for me. But this is, I will say, a 9 out of 10. It's still a high score. I still highly recommend people to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Just beware of episode 7. It's not that bad.
Yeah, you get hologram Hayden Christensen. So there's that.
Yeah. But the choreography was a bit weird. Anyway, this is a 9 out of 10 show. It is near damn perfect, and I enjoyed every bit of it. I love the flashbacks. I love the fight scenes. Besides episode 7, I love the characters, and that last episode, yes, it was fucking good, and it is worth the fucking watch. Like, oh, you don't know anything about Star Wars? Start out with this. It's fine. That's how George Lucas started the entire series. They're like, let's start from 4 to 6. And I'm like, huh?
But what
So
happens
don't
in
be
1?
afraid. Yeah, right, exactly. So like, don't be afraid to just start somewhere, and then you start referencing shit that you're like, I don't know this. Finish this one, then maybe if you're interested, go back and check out the older ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, entirely up to you. But do you need to watch the older ones to enjoy this? No. I don't. I feel like you could watch this one and just fairly just enjoy the story as it is. If you're not gonna go back and watch it, that's fine.
Okay.
You got introduced to like really great characters and a really great villain, and we all look forward to like season 2 with
More of them.
Yeah.
I'll give season 1. I'll give it a 9. It's a very good show. I'm like when leading up to the premiere or something, I'm just like, I hope it's good. Ahsoka deserves her own good show. Please, God, at least 1 good season, at least 5 good seasons, God, please. And then this one certainly lives up to it. Like, again, the cast fully brings the Rebels crew to life, which I really appreciate as a Rebels fan, especially Lars Mikkelsen back as Thrawn. I was like, oh, not even in my wildest dreams could I think of a better casting than Lars Mikkelsen as Thrawn, because he is the definitive version of him in my mind. And I don't know why people don't like the fact that he's a fat general. I was like, quit body shaming, Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's some weird people need to...
Okay, what? So because Thrawn in the TV show was like super skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so was Anakin.
Yeah.
Like it's a cartoon,
right? Like, I don't get why you want cartoon proportions in live action people. I just don't get that.
Yeah, if you ever want to get that, we got the Lita Battle Angel, and you guys hated that too. So shut up.
Yeah. And like the homages to Akira Kurosawa is always nice seeing in Star Wars, and like the fight scenes here are just clean and smooth and make you go, oh shit. And except for episode 7, but we pick it up right after that.
I have vendetta against that episode.
Apparently, and the music is also good. Like with everything that's Star Wars, the music really kicks it up a notch. Same with like Mando and even the Book of Boba Fett, even though that show is not the best. But yeah, Ahsoka season 1, 9 out of 10, both 9 out of 10. We couldn't recommend this enough if you're like a Rebels fan or a Clone Wars fan or just starting out, as John mentioned. And anything else to add before we wrap this up?
One last complaint. Can Star Wars stop like giving us cutesy, passive alien creatures? Can like a Jedi drop into a planet where it's just very savage? No, he's fine. Where they're very savage warriors and they make the guy be a better Jedi. Because I'm really tired.
I mean, that's Star Wars is one of Star Wars' bread and butters, man. Like, it
I
started
don't
with the
care.
Ewoks, and
It's
now
time to change. It's time to change.
because of the heart of this, it's, it's a kids franchise that has cute stuff.
It's time to change.
Come on, you want them to give up their $1 billion franchise or merchandising stuff for like Ewoks and what do you call the last Jedi thing? Sporgs?
Isn't that like a game where you like mix and match body parts?
Is that Pogs? I don't know.
We're talking about two completely different things. Anyway.
But yeah, that's been our video for Ahsoka Season 1. What do you guys think? Comment down below. If you like our content, please like our videos, subscribe to the channel, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok to see our best and funniest moments, and our reaction to trailers, and Spotify to hear us on the go. I am not in any social media, but this gentleman is.
You can find me at JohnJulia_on Instagram. This is my.
And until the next video, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.
Ciao.